Hey, welcome back to the living room here in Richmond, Indiana. Glad to have you on board. Setup's a little different than what we anticipated tonight. We're expecting to have Isaac with us on bass, but he had a call into work, so he's busy with that this evening. So we're going to miss him, but very happy to have Emily on horn with us again. She's joined us the last couple of shows and always does a great job, so really happy to have her on board. We're going to do kind of a mixture of some of my compositions tonight and some standards as well, too. Let's start with one of mine that we had on our first CD. We'll talk a little bit later coming up here about January midnight. This one's called the 34th Street Rag. Hope you enjoy it. A one, two, oh, 2, 3. All right. 34th Street Rag there for you. Hope you enjoyed that one. We're going to do some standards now coming up, some arrangements we have for duets and feature Emily Horse as well too. First one is, again, one of the great, not just jazz composers, but American composers of all time, Duke Ellington. And we're going to do one of his classics. I don't think we've done this one before for you, so hope you enjoy this one. It's called Caravan. All right, give you 4. 1, 2, 3. All right, a little Duke Ellington there for you. Hope you enjoyed that one. So we're going to do a couple more classics here for you, and then we're going to talk at you a little bit, tell you what's happening with Moment's Notice and some of the things coming up, some live performances, which has been so super cool to get back out and see everybody. Next one is from the Irving Berlin catalog, great classic, and we're going to do this one for you tonight called Blue Skies. Hope you enjoy it. A one, oh, 2, 3. For you, Blue Skies. Do one more here, another classic for you. Then we're going to talk a little bit, have a little bit of a talk break, and tell you what's going on with the band and some things that you can be on the lookout for. But first of all, we're going to do a number here, kind of a laid-back, cool one. This was actually back in the 40s. We really got to be popular in the 50s with kind of the cool jazz movement. Hope you like this one. It's called Darn That Dream. A 1, 2, 2, 3. couple of reminders here. You guys, again, have been so good with your support throughout really this spring season. Hard to believe we're almost into summer already. I guess tomorrow's the first official day of summer. And some great things have been happening with Moments Notice. We're getting back into some live gigs, which has been great. We've been doing a combination of us over at Taffy's at Eaton, Ohio. We've been doing the open Thursday night. We had a band gig. The whole band was up at Dunkirk, Indiana, my hometown, last Saturday night. Went very well. Had a big turnout for that. People were very responsive to it. And just a really nice gig. Great getting back out and seeing people and playing live. That was fantastic. We got another gig coming up. If you can mark your calendars, if you're here in the Richmond or East Central or West Southern West Ohio area, please mark this on your calendars. Next Friday night, a week from tonight, we'll be over at Taffy's with a Moment's Notice gig. It'll be our own gig. We'll be headlining that. 8 o'clock, that's Eastern Standard Time. We'll have the full lineup. We'll have Emily back here on horn doing a great job tonight. Jake Connor will be on keys that night. And Isaac, our bass player, couldn't make it tonight, but he'll be back on bass for that particular show. And maybe a couple of surprises, too. Hopefully have maybe a guest vocalist lined up. We'll keep you posted on that one as well, too. Check out on Facebook if you haven't already. We have our page on there. Be sure to like that. And you can find out more information about the band. With the live streams, these things have been a blast. We've really enjoyed doing them. This is going to be our last regular weekly show for a while. We're going to take a break from these while we get back into our live performances. But we will still do these from time to time. So just if you're a subscriber, if you haven't, please subscribe to Jim Bones McKinney, and you'll find out when things are coming up. And hopefully maybe every once a month or so, we'll still come back and revisit these. Also, just a couple other reminders. Don't forget, we do have our CDs for sale. We have our first CD, which I'll hold up here with the camera. You can see January Midnight is the name of that one with Moments Notice. So you can check that out. And if you don't have the hard copies, or if you do streaming, we're on all the major stores, you name it, pretty much. Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, so forth and so on. And this is our current CD, Shades of Blue. So you can check that out in those same places. Originally, this coming Friday the 26th over at Taffy's was going to be a CD release party. We're a little behind schedule, obviously, with the COVID-19 situation, the studio being shut down for a while. But we hope to get back to that very, very soon and get that one finished. It'll be called Terrestrial Scenes. We'll let you know as soon as the CD comes out on that. I know Emily's been really a big part of that, not only playing, but she's done artwork for it. So we're looking forward to getting that out to you online as well as hard copies. The good news is, though, another thing Emily's helped us quite a bit with is that we will have new T-shirts. Now, we still have the current T-shirt we see back up here in the back we have as our usual backdrop. We still have those for sale. Message me on that if you're interested. But we're going to have brand new T-shirts. Fingers crossed they're supposed to be delivered and ready for our show next Friday night. So you can check those out as well, too, if you can make it over to Taffy's. And then we'll be getting word out online. Again, be sure to like our page, Moments Notice, to find out more information on that. And one last thing before we get back to the music, please don't forget PayPal at 4jmckinney@comcast.net. That is our virtual tip jar. And anytime you want to drop something off there, we greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much for that. All right, let's get back to some music here and back to one of my compositions. And this is one that will be, as I mentioned, the upcoming CD, which will be Terrestrial Scenes. This will be a song off of that one. And it's called Dunes. One, two, 1, 2, 3. All right. And looks like we got a comment here. Yep. Mike, really have appreciated you turning in this spring season while we've been doing that. And hey, we appreciate you listening. Thanks again, man. Appreciate it. If you're ever back in the neighborhood, I know you're originally from the Richmond area. If you guys ever get back up here, we'd love to see you and Liz at a gig. But stay tuned. Like I said, we're going to do some more of these, not on a weekly basis, but we'll have some more. And again, if you haven't already done so, make sure you go on Facebook and like our page, Moment's Notice, and you'll find out where. So let's move along here and get my playlist. We're going to move back over to a couple of the classics now for you, back to our duets. And this one I think we did 3 weeks ago with Emily and me, and we really enjoyed doing this one. So nice little swing number. Hope you enjoy it. It's called Let's Fall in Love. A 1, 2, oh, 2, 3. And let's see, I think, we got one more classic here we're going to do before we jump back to a couple of my compositions to close the evening. And this one is really a neat song, great story here. It's a great jazz classic, but it also has a lot of ties here to Richmond. I don't know how many of you are familiar out there, but Richmond is really kind of known as the birthplace of recorded jazz because back in the 1920s, the Star Jeanette studio, which there's still a remnant of that down in the gorge here at the Whitewater Gorge here in Richmond. All the great jazz artists came in and recorded at one time or another. And Hoagie Carmichael, whose next number we're doing here, wrote this one and actually recorded it here in Richmond. And still one of the great jazz classics of all time. So this is our version of it. Hope you enjoy it. It's called Stardust. All right. Hey, thanks, Mike. Glad you like that one. That's one of our favorites, too. Beautifully written. And like I say, some great ties here to Richmond, Indiana with that song. So really enjoyed that one. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. We got a couple more numbers here for you. And this will be out of the McKinney library, so to speak. So as I mentioned, we just did our gig up at Dunkirk this past week. And I debuted this song up there. This one's called the Jay County Blues. And at the beginning of this one, it's got some snippets and pieces that were just really special to me growing up in Jay County and, at first at Dunkirk and then the consolidation into Jay County. And I just thought back about some songs I played with the marching band or pet band or even our garage band we had back in that day and age. And all the kind of little snippets of those songs found their way into this one. So I hope you enjoy this one. We're going to feature Emily on this one, too, with soul as well. So this is the Jay County Blues. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. All right. Hey, once again, guys, thanks for coming along with the ride with us. This, like I said, it feels more like summer. I keep wanting to say that, but I know it's actually, we're right at the end of spring. Thanks for sticking with us through all the COVID-19 era, I guess we'll call it. And we're still in that a bit, but like I say, it's great to get out and get some live gigs going again. I know Emily and I are working on some more prospects for that. We've already got some things scheduled. So, like I say, don't go away completely. We're still going to come back occasionally. Just watch, again, subscribe to Jim Bones McKinney, and you'll be getting notices on that. Like our Facebook page, Moments Notice, you'll find out what's happening there too. So we're going to end tonight in this whole series. This has, I think, been by far our most requested song. So, Abby, if you're out there, I hope you're listening because I know you requested this one a lot. And we enjoy it. This is one I wrote off of our Shades of Blue CD, our current CD. And this one's called The Purple Rose Blues. We'll leave you with this one. Featuring both me and Emily on this. Everybody gets a solo. Here we go. A 1, 2, I want you ready. All right. Hey, thanks again, guys. You have been amazing. You've been fantastic. We've really loved doing the weekly shows. Again, watch for us on Jim Bones McKinney. We'll be back again at some point. In the meantime, you guys take care. Hope to see you out at a live gig. And good night. Bless. We'll see you soon.